Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, and fellow Planning Commissioners. This is Rogelio Solis, Case Planner, and I will be presenting on the AT&T Mono Eucalyptus Tower Project, PZ 23-530-04, Special Use Permit Wireless. The current applicant is John McDonald, who's been listed as the designated agent for the project. The request received is to construct and operate a 44-foot tall wireless communication tower. The tower is a mono eucalyptus stealth facility with an associated ground equipment enclosure. The purpose of the proposal is to enhance the service for a gap in coverage surrounding the intersection of Vineyard Avenue and Ventura Road. The subject site is located at 2101 West Vineyard Avenue. On the left, we'll see a vicinity map of the project location, which is located in the north of Oxnard. On the upper right, we have an aerial image of the project site, and it's been highlighted to show the boundaries of the subject lot. Beneath that, we have an image of the project site and where the tower and enclosure are both proposed to be located. As you can see, there is some existing landscaping and some fully grown trees that'll help with the blending in of the proposed tower and enclosure. Here are a few views of the surrounding area to provide you with an idea of where the tower and associated equipment will be located, as well as what the potential views might look like. At the top of view, looking northeast to the project property from Vineyard Avenue, in the middle, we have the view looking northwest to the project property from Vineyard Avenue. At the bottom, we have a view looking north from River Ridge Road. Again, this is just to give you a better idea of where the tower and equipment enclosure will be located. Here we have a zoning table. As you can see, there are mixed uses in the area, with the project site being zoned as general commercial plan development. Under the general plan, it is zoned commercial community, with the existing land use being that of a hotel. To the north and west, the zoning designation is that of community reserve, and the general plan designating it as a park zone, with the existing land use being that of a golf course. As to the south of the property, the zoning designation is that of single-family residential plan development. The general plan has that categorized as residential low, with the existing land use being that of single-family residential. To the east of the property, the zoning designation is multifamily residential plan development. The general plan zoning designation for that is residential low medium, and the current existing land use is single family residential as well. Here we have the zoning designation maps. On the left, we have the general planned land use designation, which is that of commercial community. To the right, we have the zoning designation from the zoning ordinance, in which it is zoned general commercial plan development, like I briefly mentioned in the previous slide. Regarding the background on the property, the Planning Commission originally approved special use permit number 1140 with resolution number 6846 on January 9th, 1986 for the development of the two-story, 250-room hotel with conference and restaurant facilities on a 7.36-acre parcel. Several minor modification permits have been approved for various signage and architectural changes to the hotel, as well as a previous wireless special use permit. On May 16, 2023, the current wireless special use permit was submitted, proposing a faux eucalyptus wireless facility on the property. Here we have the propagation maps. On the upper left, we have the existing LTE coverage before the proposed site is installed. Just beneath that, we have what they anticipate as their planned LTE coverage with the fully operational tower in place. As you can see, it does fulfill that gap in coverage that they are justifying in their application. To the right, we have an image of the standalone coverage, and it shows which area will be impacted most. Here we have the project plans. On the upper left, we have a enlarged site plan to better illustrate the location of the equipment enclosure as well as that of the tower location. Just beneath that, we have the antenna plan. And on the upper right corner, we have the equipment enclosure plan. Beneath the equipment enclosure plan, we have the regular sized site plan. Again, just to kind of give a better visual of the location of both the enclosure and tower. As you can see from the equipment enclosure, there will be some landscaping surrounding the enclosure. The enclosure itself is proposed to be 8 feet high, and it'll be comprised of a material of CMU wall, which will be painted to match the surrounding buildings. The enclosure itself will include a chain link security topper as well. The equipment plan also demonstrates some of the equipment that will be located within the enclosure. Here we have the project elevation plans, as well as a photo example. To the left, we have the project elevations from the south elevation to the east elevation, as well as that of the west elevation. The applicant took the time to also include some of the existing trees just to further illustrate how the proposed tower will blend to the existing site. And then to the right of that, we have a photo sim of the proposed tower, which should be similar in appearance to the final construction. And as you can see, it does blend into the surrounding area with all of the existing trees. Moving forward, we have the special conditions of approval. Conditions numbers 15 through 20 require that the landscaping plans for landscaping around the equipment area. Now regarding conditions 34 through 42, 45, and 54 through 60 are different requirements for the disguise of the tower and its antenna to classify it as a stealth facility and keep the tree maintained as such for the life of the project. And those can be found in the conditions of approval. Now, moving forward to the environmental determination, which we have chosen to exempt it in accordance with Section 15303, Class 3 of the state CEQA guidelines. Projects involving the construction of new small facilities or structures may be found to be exempt from the requirements of the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA. The project area is approximately 344 square feet in area on a developed property and is consistent with other allowances through the Class 3 exemption. No exceptions to the exemptions, sections 15300.2, apply to defeat the exemption. Therefore, staff has determined that there is no substantial evidence that the project will have a significant effect on the environment and recommends that the Planning Commission accept the notice of exemption. And moving forward, we have the staff recommendation. Before I jump into the staff recommendation, I'd like to reiterate that the tower's maximum height will be 44 feet. And although the zone in which it's located has a maximum height of 35 feet, it does allow for additional height dependent on the approval of the special use permit. With that said, the staff recommendation is that the Planning Commission find the project be exempt from environmental review pursuant to the California Environmental Quality Act Guidelines, Section 15303, Class 3, and that the Planning Commission adopt Resolution 2024-XX approving planning and zoning permit number 23-530-04, special use permit wireless, subject to certain findings and conditions. And with that said, that includes my presentation for today. Thank you for your time and attention.